also being able to weather the storm.
Nate said that their attitude has to, this game tomorrow will really be the true testament of the Pacers' character. What are you expecting them to come out and do? I mean, obviously put up a fight, but...
Well, the same thing they did first half, last game. They competed, they played hard. Nate made some great adjustments, to the defense that we were playing, and they played well, in that first half. But in the second half, we was able to make some adjustments, and we was able to get stops and get out in transition and run. So it was a tale of two halves.
The film session that you had yesterday, when you do have a game like that today, when you do have a game like that with a tale of two halves, how do you handle that? Do you focus on the good from the second half, or do you focus on the bad from the first?
A little bit of both. I think you got to show, what hurt us, what we wasn't doing well. And then in the second half, the things that we did do well. So just both, just teaching points of things we got to do better, what we can do to prevent certain things. And that's just part of the playoff, making adjustments and showing them what we need to do better.
Seeing that first half, was there a common denominator defensively for you guys?
Well, I thought, the activity was there. I just thought what Nate did in that first half really put us in a bind. I thought that he really made a difference. Had different schemes offensively, what he wanted to do, what he would try to do, and it hurt us early. But at times, too, we didn't make the most of the effort that we had been making in the first two games. So, second half, we did that.
How big were those threes from LeBron in the third quarter to really spark that?
I'm very big. For him to go 6 for 12 from 3 and make them in the time that he did, it was big for us. And, he put the team on his back in the second half. And, it was a team effort. Channing was great. Kyle was great. Shump was great defensively. JR started us off with 2 threes in that third quarter, which was big for us. So it was a total team effort. K-Love was great defensively in that third quarter. So it just a tale of two halves for us.
With LeBron being so good in other aspects of offense, how should he or how do you view the three-pointer to his offensive arsenal?
Well, if he's making the three, he's unstoppable already. So, but if he's making the three, it's virtually impossible. So when he's shooting the ball like that and shooting with confidence, we're a tough team to beat.
Do you think the free throws with LeBron are getting to be a mental thing or anything like that?
We just have to go up and shoot them. I'm not sure about being mental. Just have to step to the free throw line and make them.
Do you ever expect that he'd be taking over 10 threes in the playoff game?
Well, you got to take what the defense gives you and what the game calls for. And at that point in the game, we're down 25 and it calls for him to make some big shots, some big threes. So he's able to step up and make them.
Have you ever been surprised by some of the matchups you've seen, such as Monte guarding LeBron for upwards of 6 minutes in the fourth quarter the other night, and how cognizant of it in terms of taking advantage of that when you see it? Are you guys in the team huddle?
No.
So is there a common denominator for teams that are down 0-3 in desperation that you see from them?
Well, for me, I think it's a desperation from game one. It starts at game one in the playoffs, but when teams get their back against the wall, you're down 0-3 or 3-1, then you understand that if you lose, you're going home for the summer. And, a lot of teams have pride, which this team over here in Indiana doesn't have pride. They have a great player in Paul George, a lot of great pieces, so they're not going to go down without swinging. So we know that.
You guys obviously had that big comeback, but I think it was the same night. Greg Popovich, these guys were down big, benched all the starters in the third quarter. Did that ever run through your mind that, hey, we're out of it?
I wonder if he asked permission. Yeah, that was the craziest thing I ever seen. A grown man asked somebody permission to do something. I never understood that. But they always make a story out of something when it comes to us. But on that note, Pop's the greatest, so he can do whatever he wants to do. He's done it before. He has a great feel for his team. His team respects him. Whatever he does, they respect that. And my team, here, they respect me. Whatever decision I make, they respect it. And when I say Kevin, I had to ask you, could I bench you? He said, get out of here, man. You didn't do that. You didn't want to put us back in the first place. But to ask permission, that's crazy.
It seemed to be the nature of that conversation was more like, I'm going to check in on you guys.
Yeah,
I might need
in case
you later.
we need them. Yeah, in case we need those guys, just checking in on them, make sure they're fine, staying in tune with the game in case we need them. But to ask permission is stupid.
How did you feel about using the hack and check against LeBron? I'd never seen that before. I guess he had never seen it before.
At the end of the game?
Yeah.
I just thought Nate just wanted to try to extend the game. And it basically turned into a college game because he extended it for a long time. And it was smart on his part.
Now, when you played with Shaq, was he a good shooter in practice? Because they said Wilt was.
Yeah, Shaq did a great job of working on his free throws. He would make 10 in a row, 11 in a row. But getting the game, it was different. But I tell you one thing about Shaq: when the game was on the line, you gave him to make them. He made them, most of the time. So that's all you can ask.
Does a player consider that offensive when somebody does that to them, though? I mean, it's been done to Tristan. I don't think it's ever been done to LeBron.
I mean, I don't find it offensive. I just
Part of
think
the
it's a
tactics.
strategy. Yeah, it's part of the tactics, and you can't stop you any other way. They got to try anything. So, it just happened another game. But I don't think it was a hack of LeBron. I just think he was trying to extend the game, and that's what they did.
Ty, you mentioned how well Kyrie handled the situation, not playing in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's new for him, obviously. So, is there something that he can learn from that experience that you think can help him as the playoffs progress?
Well, it wasn't about Kyrie or about Kevin. It was just about B. Will, Corver, and Channing, how well they played. And they were playing great. The unit was doing well. And like I said, Kevin and Kyrie, they understood. And, no, I didn't ask those guys for permission to sit them out. But I did want to keep those guys engaged just in case we need them down the stretch because, D. Will played, I think, 15 or 16 minutes straight. Kyle Corver played 15 or 16 minutes straight. So just, those guys got tired. Shump had 4 fouls. So just, considering the game and how it was going, just had to check on those guys and make sure that they stayed engaged into the game in case we did need it.
Looking back to the last couple of years, was that rest you got after the sweeps in the first round crucial, important? How important could that be doing the same thing this year?
Well, it's very crucial. Anytime you can get a series over and get rest, you want to do that because the longer you extend the games out, you have injuries, you have a lot of things that can happen. So, when you can close a team out, you want to try to close them out.
And you said the other day that it's not necessarily rest, right? You guys are actually working your conditioning in between those.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff with D-Mill, got him in the weight room, a lot of low impact, on the treadmill, on the bike, on the Versa climber, doing work to try to stay, in some kind of shape. So they understand that's coming up. I think they'd rather play than do that, but we got to stay in shape somehow way.
And then another part of that could be, too, the other series. I mean, the longer those go, the better it benefits you guys.
Yes, it does.
Do you think late clock inbounds under the bucket that we saw with Detroit last year, we've seen in this series? How much satisfaction and a kick out of the success of this?
Well, it's a great feeling when your team looks to you and you can execute out of out of timeouts, late shot clock, and into the game and get layups or get easy shots. And a lot of stuff comes from Doc Rivers. As soon as I ran that play, he texted me and said we call that play high school, and he texted me high school, laugh out loud or whatever. So it was a great play. D-Will made a great pass, and our guys split, and Braun went right down the middle and was able to do the layup.
You've mentioned Doc so many times. How often throughout the course of the playoffs? I mean, obviously he's dealing with this series in the Western Conference, but how often do you bounce things off of him and bounce things off of you? Does that happen for you?
Yeah, well, things are going bad. When things are going great, you tend to think you're doing something. But, when I like to talk to Doc, on a regular basis, especially throughout the course of the playoffs and anything that he's seen during our game. He asks me if I see anything during their game. So just staying in contact and just, getting any kind of feedback I can get from Doc is very positive.
Do you think that fourth quarter lineup will ever get back? Was that just a one-time thing, or you think they kind of had some chemistry?
They had chemistry. I mean, it was a Florida game. They were playing well defensively, playing well offensively. And that's the reason why we got that win. I thought our guys played good in that third quarter. When we brought those guys in the fourth quarter, they really did a good job defensively and offensively of taking care of the basketball and being in the right spots defensively.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Nice.